How do you choose topics for your sports talk show or sports podcast? That's what we'll address in this edition of Q&A with STAA. I'm John Chalesnik. Sometimes I used to struggle with the topics to put on my local sports talk show when I was in San Diego, especially if it was midsummer and the Padres were bad and the Chargers hadn't started yet. What do you talk about? Well, let me give you some pointers. First of all, keep your market in mind. For example, if you're in Boston, you can talk hockey year-round. If you're in San Diego, not so much. You probably can't talk hockey much at all. So that's the first thing, is know your market. Second, and maybe this is the most valuable, watch social media. What are sports fans in your market talking about? Because whatever they're talking about is what you need to be talking about. My third suggestion is look for sidebar stories. If I'm in San Diego, the story isn't that the Padres lost again. It's that one of their players homered for the third straight game, or that their star outfielder is going to spend another month on the disabled list. So those sidebar stories are usually where you're going to be able to find gold. My fourth tip for you, read the comments on websites. Go to your local newspaper website and read the comments that follow the stories. And that will tell you, based on the number of the comments and the passion of the posts, what your local sports fans are interested in. And then my fifth tip is a huge one. Don't program your show or choose your topics based on your own interest. When I was at ESPN Radio Network, the hardest thing for me to do was talk hockey, but I had to, because we had affiliates all throughout the Eastern Conference, for example, or the eastern part of the United States where there's a ton of hockey fans. We had affiliates in Canada. I had to talk hockey. So just because it wasn't my interest doesn't mean I can avoid it. You must discuss what's of interest to your audience and not choose topics based on your likes and dislikes. You may like Frisbee golf, may be passionate about it, but your audience isn't. So don't talk about that. So those are some tips to help you choose topics for your sports talk show or your podcast. If you would like to have a question answered in an upcoming edition of Q&A with STAA, email it to us, qa@staatalent.com.